Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here. I'm talking about a new card that was just recently announced in Japan. It's called Dark Magician of Illusions, and it's a Dark Magician Xyz monster. Now it doesn't surprise me one bit that even in this day and age we're still seeing new variations of Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon, whether they be Xyz, Synchros. You just saw the new Blue Eyes White Dragon support that came out. I mean, these are iconic cards that were made very popular via the anime and the manga. And, you know, Dark Magician is still basically a fan favorite. So it's a Dark Spellcaster Xyz Monster, rank 7, of course, because Dark Magician is level 7. 2500 attack, 2100 defense. Those are Dark Magician stats exactly. It requires 2 level 7 monsters to summon, so it is generic. That's definitely a good thing. It says, as the effect, you can Xyz summon this card with a rank 6 Spellcaster-Type Monster you control as Xyz Material. Once per turn, you can activate this effect by removing 1 Xyz Material from this card. Special summon 1 Spellcaster Normal Monster from your deck or hand. Also, when a Spellcaster Normal Type Monster attacks, you can activate this effect by selecting 1 card your opponent controls. Remove from play the selected card. The effect of Dark Magician of Illusions can only be activated once per turn. So my first impressions of Dark Magician of Illusions, well, it's not the easiest thing in the world to summon, but I still think that it's a pretty good card. It does require 2 level 7s to be summoned, and its effect summons a vanilla spellcaster straight from the deck, so obviously the card is screaming for you to use it in conjunction with Dark Magician. I like the fact that his banishing effect can not only get rid of problem monsters like Dracosac and so on and so forth, but, you know, continuous spells or traps like Phoenix Chain that might already be on board on a monster, you know, locking it down from attacking. But the fact that its banishing effect doesn't have any type of cost associated with it is fantastic. I mean, basically, as long as you keep your vanilla spellcaster on board, you can just keep using its effect an infinite amount of times. You know, I think it's cool that you can summon illusions using Girl or Naruto, the Moral Leader, but I'm not so sure I'd want to give up those cards. Not as long as they had materials on them anyways. I mean, you look at Girl, for the price of 1 card in your hand, you either get Change of Heart or Monster Reborn effect. I mean, those are just incredible. Or even Naruto. I mean, he's a 2700 Shin that you can use twice. So I think that it sucks, unfortunately, that there aren't any level 7 Gemini monsters, because, you know, I started doing some research and maybe how you could try and make this card fit well into a deck. You know, oddly enough, there are actually like 5 level 6s. How the fuck did that happen? I bring up Geminis only because if you were going to build a deck around this, then you'd be able to maximize the potential of a card like Swing of Memories, which, I mean, it's already going to work well with Dark Magician if you have it in the grave, but if there was a Gemini monster, you'd be able to summon that just so that you didn't have to completely rely on using Dark Magicians to summon this guy. I mean, of course, there is the second option, and that is simply splashing Dark Magician into a deck that already does, you know, rank 7s well, something like Harpies or Mermaids, but I don't really know if anybody wants to go through all of that trouble and make very good decks, you know, less consistent just for the sake of summoning Dark Magician of Illusions. Either way, I think that this card is obviously going to see most of its play in fun and casual based decks. You know, the card itself is amazing. I mean, being able to summon a Dark Magician straight from the deck and being able to just constantly banish stuff over and over and over again every single turn. Anytime you hit monsters, obviously you're just causing replays. You know, I think that it's just going to be too difficult to either use, you know, Dark Magicians consistently to summon this guy, or it's just going to be too difficult getting vanilla spellcasters into decks that do rank 7s well, because if you don't have a vanilla spellcaster, you can't activate Illusion's effect at all. So it's like, why are you even running it? You know, great card. I like the artwork a lot. Not as good as Girl's artwork. That is one of the best artworks that I've seen in years personally. Tell me what you guys think of Dark Magician of Illusions. Is it a card that you'd like to play? If I missed anything about the card you'd like to mention, leave it in the comment sections below. Thank you for watching as always. Subscribing makes life happy. So I started watching One Piece again, and I gotta say, it is really, really good. You know, I just finished the Desert arc, and the first half of it kind of like drags on. It's a little slow, but as they get to, you know, the actual rebellion and the war part, it is really, really good. And I've gotta say, Crocodile man, that nigga is real. Like, Crocodile was basically an evil genius, and I hope that the next Warlord is as good as him. If he's not, I'm going to be very disappointed because I'm really feeling One Piece again.